Welcome back. Now what we need to do is that we need to get orders. So as soon as user places an order, we need to display the order here. And if the order has been filled, we also need to display history of all orders that the user has made. So we can display the order and the date, and we can also display the status of the order, whether the order was delivered or paid or not paid. All of these things must be displayed in the user account. So let's work on this area. So this area exists in the, remember, in the order, in the account.php, in the orders, under this orders section. So under this orders section, we don't have a form or anything because there will be no form. Instead there will be a script. I'm going to create a script that's going to get all of the orders. So to do this, here in this account, at the beginning here, let me close this so that our code becomes a little shorter. Here, so we have all of this code. Let me close all of these, and here I'm going to add a comment, and then I'm going to say get orders. So to get the orders, first we need to say if, and then we need to get all of the orders. And to get all of the orders, we need to make sure that the user is logged in. So I'm going to say if session is set, if user is logged in, then what we need to do, logged in, what we need to do is that we need to get all of the orders. And to get all of the orders, we can use here a code that we already have, which if you open the server and then get orders, get codes, for example, you can copy this code and then paste it here inside this if statement. But we need to import the server, so we already imported the connection, server connection. So here, instead of saying prepare select all from products, we need to say select all from orders, where user ID, user underscore ID. Let me show you that in the database. In the order, we can get the order by knowing the user ID. So we need to know the user ID so that we get only orders that belong to that specific user. So here I'm going to say where user ID is equal to, and then question mark. That's it. And then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to say stmt bind param, and then we need to bind the user ID. So to get the user ID, we need here to say session user underscore ID, session user ID, user underscore ID. And here we need to pass the user ID, and here execute, and then get results, and then get, here I'm going to say orders. This is going to be orders. So orders is going to be equal to statement get result. Very, very simple. And then we need to loop over all of the orders. So the orders will contain the order ID, the order cost, the order status, which is very important, the user phone number, the city, the user address. These things are not important. These things are for us, because we as the owners of the website, we need to, or the business, the owners of the business, we need to know the user address and the user city and the user phone number in order to contact the user. But for the user, we just need to display reference to the user, such as the order ID, the order cost, and the status, and the date as well. So let's display these things. I'm going to display the order ID, cost, status, and date. So here, remember, we have here order, we have product, date. We only have the product and date, and I don't want that. Instead, I'm going to say order ID, and I'm going to create another column and that is going to be for the order cost, and then th, and then what else? Order cost, order status, which is very important. Order status, and then date, order date. And we need to here create a loop. So here I'm gonna create instead of displaying this static code, I'm gonna remove this code or comment this code out, and instead I'm gonna create a loop here. I'm gonna say PHP, and here I'm gonna say while and then curly bracket, only open the curly bracket, and then orders, and then fetch a source, and then I'm gonna say here raw is equal to orders fetch a source, and then in between I'm gonna display this code. I'm gonna now uncomment this code. Let me uncomment this, and I'm gonna push it as well. Let me push it, and below we need to close the curly bracket. Here I'm gonna say PHP, and then I'm gonna close the curly bracket, and in between I'm gonna here say, instead of the image, we don't need this image, I'm gonna comment this image out, and instead I'm gonna display the order. Here I'm gonna display the order. I'm gonna say order ID, which is gonna be PHP raw echo raw order ID, order underscore ID. So this is for the TD, for this TD, and then we want to create another TD here, TD, and then this TD is going to be for the order ID for the order cost. So this TD is going to be for the order cost. I'm going to say span, and then PHP, and then echo, and then raw order cost, and then order status, and then order date. So I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to paste it below, and then I'm going to say order status, and finally order date. Instead of this, I'm going to say order date. Let me save, and let's head on over to the browser to test. So now let me refresh here, and I should get all of the orders, and as you can see I will not get any orders. And as you can see I will not get any orders because I didn't make any orders. But let me intentionally change my user ID to 1, because I made user number 1 has made all of these IDs, and I have a user ID of 8. So I'm going to say 1. I'm going to change my ID here like this. Of course you shouldn't be doing this in a real system, because otherwise you will ruin your system. And by the way, I need to log out because the ID is stored in the session. So I'm going to log out, and then I'm going to log in one more time. I'm going to log in, and now I should get all of the orders. So as you can see, I'm going to get all of these orders. I'm going to get the order number 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, and they belong to me. The reason why I got these, because they belong to me. And let me fix the table a little. To fix the table, we just need to remove this class. Let me remove this class, and let me refresh. And it didn't fix it because I think we don't need all of this. we actually don't need all of this. I'm going to comment this out or delete this completely, and instead I'm going to be using a span, just like the other rows. So here I'm going to use a span instead. I'm going to say here span, and then I'm going to say order ID, and here order ID. So it should work now. So it's now better. Now it's better, and we just need to let me head on over to the orders. So in the CSS, let me quickly fix this. So in the style, in the orders, we have here the orders th in the nth child is on the right side, so we need to comment this out, and we need to, I think this is perfect. So this is perfect. Let me try to refresh and test. So this should fix it. As you can see, it has been fixed. The order date, I think the order date is here. The order here takes a line left. We need to comment this out. Just comment this out, and this should fix it. So as you can see, it has been fixed. So now we have all of the orders and all of the dates on the right side. And lastly, I'm going to display a button to take the user to a new page to display information about each order. Therefore, in the account here, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to add a new th here. I'm going to say th, and then I'm going to say order info, order details, and then I'm going to here create a td. I'm going to say td, and then here we just need to create a form. Let me create a form, and then I'm going to say input, and then I'm going to say a class button, btn button, and type submit, and value is details. Let me refresh, and we should have here order details. As you can see, order details, and it's clickable, so you can add here order details, btn. Let's use the order one of the classes that we had, so we can say btn, and then I think here we have the class, this class, but I don't want to use any other class that could ruin our design, so we can create quickly a in the CSS we can create a class. Here in the orders, I'm going to say that orders, and in the orders, this orders. So in this orders, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to say details dot order details button. The color is going to be white, and the background color is going to be orange. So now it should now display an awesome button. By the way, I forgot to add here the button. I'm going to say order details button, order hyphen details hyphen button. Let me now refresh one more time, and as you can see, we will have these buttons.